Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to learn about push notifications. We are going to learn how we can build it using Laravel. So push notification or those kind of notification where you send to the user and they will receive it even if their web browsers are not open. So they can receive the notification. Also, they can also receive it in their mobile phones even if their browser is not all open in their mobile phones. Also, imagine you have an e-commerce website and you add a new product. After that, you want to inform all your customers that a new product has been added. This is the link, please click it to check the product. So let's see it with a demo. For example, in here I have two browsers open, one Google Chrome and another Microsoft Edge. Let's enable notification when both of things. Let's click allow, and in here also allow. Now in here I will going to type the title, for example, new subscriber, and the message would be please subscribe to the channel. Now in here the idea of the product, because we needed to redirect the users. So now let's click send notification. Okay, as you guys can see, I got a notification in my Google Chrome. Now if I close this, I will get another notification from the Microsoft Edge, and if I click this, it will redirect me to the product that I added the ID in here. Now if I display to you guys my mobile, I got another notification in my mobile also with the same message, and if I click it, it will, you guys will see, it will open the web browser and redirect the user to the product. So let's see how we can build it, and if you like it, don't forget to press the subscribe and like button, and if you have any questions, write it down in the comment. The first thing that I have to do is to change HTTP to HTTPS, because push notification will not work with HTTP. You have to have HTTPS or local host, otherwise it will not work. So we have to change it to HTTP, and if you are running your project on local host, then you can skip this part and jump to the next part. But if you are using Laravel like me, then you have to do this step. So let's change it to HTTPS. The first thing, let's go to the settings of Laravel and services and ports, then enable SSL, close this part, then right click and select PHP, then extensions, and it should be open SSL should be taken. Then after that you have to come to Apache SSL and click add laravel.crt to trust store. Click this. Now let's stop our Laravel and let's start again. As you guys can see, I got an log icon in here. It means that I can run my project in HTTPS. Now let's change it to HTTPS. So let's type HTTPS, enter. Now my project is running on HTTPS. So this part is done. Now let's go to the next part. Okay, so now that our application runs on HTTPS, the next step is to create our service workers. Service workers are those kinds of a thread that runs in the background. In simple words, if I explain, it means that if you want to run a code or something in the background of the browser, even if the browser is not open, so that's the job of our service worker. Right now, when we send a push notification and we want the user to receive it even if their web browser is not open, so that's the job of service worker. So let's go inside our public folder, and in here let's create a new file with the name of service-worker.js. This is just a name. You can name it anything you want, doesn't matter. Let's enter, and in here we will create two event listeners, one for push notification and another one for the click. So when the user click the push notification, it will redirect them. For both of them, we have to create an event listener. So let's create our first event listener, which is for the push notification. So I will type self dot add event listener, and this one would be for push. Then I will create a callback function with the event as a parameter. So event, and in here I will create a new variable to extract data from the event. So I will name it notification. So let's say notification is equal to event.data.json. Then after that, we want to display the notification. So for that, I will type event.wait until self dot registration dot show notification, and the first parameter in here that I will send is the title. Then after that, I will send the body. So for body, I will type notification dot body. Then we can also display our logo in here. So for that, I will type icon, and in here I will type my icon path, which is inside my public folder images /logo.png. Then I want to send the URL. So for that, I will type data, and inside the data I will say URL, and it will be equal to notification.url, which we will send from the server side. So our first notification, which listens for the push notification, is done. Now let's create another notification for our event listener and the push notification. For that, I will type self.add event listener again, and this time for notification click. So let's type notification click, and also another callback with the event as a parameter. Then again event dot wait until, and inside this I will say client dot open window event dot notification dot data dot URL. So in here it will open a new window or tab when the user clicks on our notification. No semicolon in the end. So our service worker is done. The next step is to register this service worker inside our blade file. So let's see how we can register it inside our blade file. So for that, let's go inside our resource folder, and inside our views folder, in here I will create a new folder with the name of push notification. So let's create that folder, push notification, and inside this I will create a new file with the name of index.blade.php, and in here I will pause the video now. I will add the HTML part, then we will continue. So let's pause it. So welcome back. In here I created a simple HTML form with two buttons, one to enable notification and one to send the notification. Then inside this there are some inputs which we will send the title, the body, and the ID of the product. So these are the HTML part that we create. Now let's create our ask for permission function and register our service worker in here. So let's scroll down to inside our script. So in here first I will register my service worker by typing navigator.serviceworker.register and give it the path of our service worker, which is like this: URL : asset, which is inside our public folder, and serviceworker.js. So this part is done. Registration is Then now let's create our ask for permission function to ask the user to allow the notification. So let's scroll down, and in here let's create a new function with the name of ask permission, and in here I will type notification dot request permission. Then I will create a callback function with the permission as a parameter. Now in here we have to check that if the permission is granted. So let's type if permission is equal to granted. Then in that case, if the user allowed for the notification, get the service worker. So for getting that, I will type navigator dot service worker dot ready dot then a new callback function with the SW or service worker as a parameter, then subscribe. So for subscribe we will type service worker dot push manager dot subscribe, and inside this we will say user visible bell only to true. Then we have to send the application server keys. So for that I will type application server key, and for now we will just keep it empty. Then we will later learn how we can get this. After that, then subscription. So let's type subscription and console.log subscription. Up to now, let's zoom the page a little bit. Let's close this. That in here we have registered our service worker inside our blade file. Then in this function we ask for the permission from the user to grant us permission to send them push notification, and we will check in here that if the user give us the permission, then after that we will just for now in here we will console log the subscription to see how the subscription look like. So let's create a route for this and test it inside our project. So let's go inside our web.php, inside our routes web.php, and at the end I will create a new route for this. Let's type route : get view, and in here we will type push dash notification, and we want to display the push notification dot index file. Okay, now let's open our project. Let's go to HTTPS : Laravel project, and let's type push notification. Okay, so in here, as you guys can see, this is the button that asks for the permission, the function that we have just created. So let's open our inspect, and let's go inside our application. First of all, in here, let's click on service worker. Okay, as you guys can see in here, our service worker is active and running. Now let's ask for the permission. So let's click the enable notification. Let's go to console. There is a problem. Okay, we have not set this application server key yet. We will not get. So let's set this one also. For that, let's open the Google. Let's and in here let's type web push php, and let's go to the web push library. For in here in the GitHub, I will put this link in the description also, so it will be easy for you guys to find it. So let's scroll down and let's go to installation and copy this line of code composer and add it inside our terminal. So paste. Let's wait until the installation is finished. Okay, so the installation is finished. Now let's go to our web browser again in the same repo. Let's keep it and duplicate this tab. Now let's go to web push lab. In here they have one more repo with the name of web push. Let's click here, scroll down until command line in here. Now in here we have to copy this and paste it inside our terminal again. Enter. Okay, let's wait until this installation is also finished. Okay, this one is also done. Now let's scroll down and copy this key, line of code. Let's copy this. Let's paste it here. Enter again. Okay, here we got our public key and private key. Let's copy both of them. Let's copy and paste it inside our index file. Okay, zoom out, paste. Okay, so let's copy the public key first of all. Copy and paste it in here in our application server key. Okay, now let's save. Now let's go and test our application. Let's refresh. Okay, so now let's click the enable notification. Okay, as you guys can see, we got the pop-up which asks for the permission of the user to send the notification. So let's click allow. Okay, now this is the subscription of the users. So in here I'm just adding it for testing purposes. Actually we need to store this inside our database. This is the route or path or key, anything that you see that connect our server to the user browser, even if it's not open. So this is very important. We have to store this inside our database. So let's go and create a new table and functions to store this information inside our database. Let's go inside our VS Code and let's open the terminal in here and create our model for our subscription and push notifications. So in here let's type PHP artisan make model push notification. Okay, I will pause the video and I will make the migration controller and the blade file. Then we will continue and explain to you guys what I did to make this tutorial shorter. So let's pause the video. Okay, so I have created the adding part which we store the subscription in the database. I will just explain what I did. So I created a new model with the name of push notification, and in the migration of that model I just added one column with the name of subscription and the data type is JSON. Then in the model I just cast it as an array. After that I created the push notification controller and created the adding method which I stored the notification as an JSON. Then I created the route to save this, and inside my blade file in here I created this new function which is save sub, which send the data to the server side to save it inside database as an Ajax. So and in this ask permission I added this, I call this function save sub, which send the notification to our send the subscription to our server. So let's test this code one time. So let's refresh. Let's click enable notification. We got the subscription and added successfully. Now let's test our database. Let's see, is it added or not? Okay, let's go inside our database and inside our push notification table. Let's select rows. Yeah, it has been added. So this part is done. Now we can all ask for the permission and save the subscription to our database. Now let's create our send notification function to send the notification. So let's create the function in here. So we will use Ajax to send the notification, and the type is also post. We will create this send push notification URL just in a bit, and we will send that, and the data we will send token and all these fields that are inputs that are mentioned in here. So let's add them, and in the success method I will just console log the response that I get from the server. So this is done. Now let's go and create this URL. Let's go to our web.php, and in here let's create it. So let's type route : post and give it out the URL. Then we want to go to inside our push notification controller. So push notification controller : class, and in there we will create a new method with the name of send notification. Okay, let's copy this and let's go to our push notification controller, and in here let's create the send notification method. So I will type public function send notification and request $request. After that I will go back to the browser, and in here that we install this library, just we will scroll down until the authentication part. So here, so let's copy this code from up to here. Let's copy it and paste it inside our method, and we also have to import this. So let's copy the class also. Let's paste it in here. Okay, let's scroll down. We don't need these 2 lines of code at the end. Let's delete them, and in here in the subject I will type my website name, which is HTTPS : Laravel projects.test, and public key we are going to get it from the index.plate.php. This is our public key that we added here. Let's copy this from here, copy and paste it in our public key in here. Then after that we need private key. We also have our private key. We have copied it in down here. So this was our public key, and this is our private key. Let's copy this one also and paste it here. Now after this we have to create our payload. So I will create a new variable with the name of payload, and this set it to JSON encode. Then we have title, everything that we get sent from the blade file. So let's copy them. Let's copy this one also, this one also. Let's go back here and paste them here. So we have title, body, and ID of product. So let's set them to request, same name. So and just an ID of product, I don't, we have to change it to URL. That's it. So our payload is also done. Now after the payload we have to send it to all our subscribed clients or users. So first of all we have to fetch all our clients. So I will type notifications, and I will fetch all the notification that we stored in our database. So notification : all. Now in here I will create a for each loop, and for each $ notifications, let's change it to notifications as $ notification. For each of them, $with send one notification, and inside here subscription create $ notification and subscriptions. This is our column name which we have created inside our database. So if I open this, as you guys can see, it's subscription, it's same thing. So after that, we have to send the payload. So I will type add the payload, and at the end we will send the TTL as an 5000. So this part is done. Hopefully everything is set. Now let's go to our browser and test this. Let's open our browser. Let's go here, refresh the page. Let's type the title, please subscribe, body, please subscribe to the channel, and ID also. Let's send some ID. Let's click send. Let's wait for a few seconds. Okay, we got our notification in here. Now let's click this. Yeah, it will redirect us to the link that we provide here. As if you guys can see in here, it's the parameter of our URL. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, write it down in the comments, and don't forget to press the subscribe and like button.